welcome back from the break. This is Life and Style, and we are on to what I like to call my favorite segment, which is books and blogs. And today, I know I seem to be marching to the furniture at this beautiful place, the Palatial Gardens, which we'll be checking out later during Restaurant of the Week. But I want to introduce my guest, who's an author on a very, very important critical topic on forgiveness, which I think most of us need to learn what that takes. Joy Bonnie Kim.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
And you see we've matched.
Yes.
And then we're matching the furniture.
Yes.
Like people think we've coordinated.
It's the attraction.
It's the attraction, eh? This was meant to be.
Yes.
I'm so happy to have you here on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Forgiveness is a hard topic.
It is.
A lot of people struggle with it.
Yes.
Why did you choose to write a book on forgiveness?
I got the inspiration after I realized that we experience conflicts in very many areas of our lives.
Yeah.
In family setups, in businesses, in every day you find some challenges and you have to know how to deal with them. So actually it was an inspiration, and it covers widely.
Okay.
Yes.
Talk to me about the wide coverage of this book.
The topics are ranged from forgiving yourself, forgiving the family members. That goes to extended family members, your cousins, then the business world, your colleagues, the employees, the employers, the partners. It goes to forgiving nature, death, sickness, accidents. Then after forgiveness, what happens? And even it has a chapter on forgiving your teachers, schoolmates, and classmates.
Wow.
It's that wide.
That sounds like a really therapeutic process. Like, first of all, forgiving nature, I have never heard of anything like that. Mm-hmm. What is that?
Well, I had in mind the things that happen to us beyond our control. You didn't want to get sick, but you did. Right. You didn't want to lose a loved one, but you did. Right. You didn't want to get involved in an accident, and you did. And maybe it left you crippled. Mm-hmm. You are not used to using the wheelchairs, and now you're in a different situation.
Wow. So in your opinion or in your estimate, how long do you think it should take someone to get over an offense?
It's a process.
Yes.
But the faster you can begin the process, the better.
Okay.
I keep telling people, when you offend me, I should know that I'm the one that is offended and not you.
Right.
So I should take it upon myself to start the process, even if you don't apologize, because some people don't, and you may wait for them forever. Yeah. So that would mean waiting forever to heal from an offense.
Yes.
But if you can start it right away, you know it's an offense, then you start right away. Yeah. That will be fine. We don't have really a time frame, but the faster, the better. Yes.
I've read somewhere a certain quote. I do not even know who quoted it, who said it, but it's really powerful. It says, at times you have to be comfortable with a sorry you never got. But then how do you get closure when there's no apology?
Well, as I said earlier, some people don't apologize. Others apologize in different ways. They want to tell you I'm sorry, but they'll use a different route. They can't come outright and tell you, I'm sorry, I did this and did that. Others offended you and they didn't even realize they did. So really they can't come to apologize.
Yeah.
And because you're the one who was offended, I keep telling people, you have to know your emotions. It's good to know when you're angry, when you're betrayed, when you're jealous, when you're happy, when you're sad. So that when that happens to you, you know how to deal with it. So whoever came up with that quote, they had already realized that an offense, sometimes people don't realize they offended you. Right. And I think that's the angle I take it.
Do you think it's advisable, for example, if someone has offended you and maybe they're not aware, they're very innocent, do you think it's advisable for you to approach them and say, hey, Nkosea?
Yes.
It is?
Yes. Like when you read the book, you'll realize there are letters, official letters or emails you can write to business partners. Maybe you had agreed on a certain percentage, maybe or a commission or whatever the agreement was, and they didn't respect that. So you can write them a letter, handwritten, because handwritten has something personal. It's not like just using a computer.
Yes.
A handwritten note, send it to them if you can, send a messenger or use the post office or whatever means you can use to deliver it to them. It's good to tell a person, you offended me in this and that, because you may be carrying the grudge and they don't really know what happened. And you see, when people harbor bitterness, we can say they
consequences or the effects, or
I'm trying to say they kind of cut off some networks that would have worked very well for them in future. Like somebody offended you, they didn't know, you didn't tell them, but you meet these people in a different setup where you need to work together. So instead of cutting off the people you meet and your network, which is rich maybe, it's good to let people know that they offended you in this and that, and then you get away forward.
And the best way to do it is write a letter.
It depends on the relationship.
Okay.
If it's a business relationship, a letter will do. If it's a family member, talk to them. It's a friend, talk to them. The letters mostly apply in a formal setup.
But what approach do you advise? Because I find it incredibly difficult if someone has offended me to go to them and say, okay, we need to talk. It takes a while to even get there.
You see, in page 47 of that book, it has a quote about who is the strongest, about who is the happiest, and about who is the most brave.
Brave, yeah.
Yeah. It means if you approach them, then it means you're the strongest person in that relationship. Because they say forgiveness is for the strong, it's not for the weak. So you have to be the strong person to approach them. They don't have to really listen or respond at that time. Whatever means of communication will be appropriate, an email, an SMS, WhatsApp, Facebook, just let them know they did. Or send somebody you both trust and they'll deliver the message.
Yeah. And it's also important, I suppose, to not wait for an apology.
Yes, you move on, accept that you are offended, start healing, and then if they come apologize, it's fine. If they don't, just move on. Because many people think that when you forgive somebody, you benefit them. It's not true. You benefit yourself. Because you are living in bitterness, you are living in anger, they don't even know. And it's affecting you. You're having sleepless nights. You're being emotionally unstable. They're fine. They've moved on like completely.
Yeah.
So forgiveness does not benefit the offender. It benefits the offended.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's also a godly thing.
It is.
To forgive.
Actually, in that book still you'll find that I've recommended forgiveness so that you don't block your blessings. When you don't forgive, then it means you're not in good terms with other people. You may not be with God. So in a way, it cuts off the favor and even the blessings. It's godly. Yes.
Well, talk a bit more about that, because if it's that critical to our very existence, where divinity is chopped off our day-to-day lives, then it must be something that human beings should be very quick to do.
Yes. I've quoted a story in the Bible, in Matthew.
Okay.
When Jesus was giving a parable about somebody who had lent some other person some money, and him too had a debt from another person, and this person was forgiven of his debt, but when he went to the other person, he couldn't forgive him. In many cases, you'll find that we are very self-centered. You just want to work with what favors you, and you don't care about the other person. Especially in this current generation that you're living in, people have become less interactive.
Yes.
They just want to have a very small circle. And you see, as much as we want our circles to be small, we'll still work with other people in very many ways. You'll travel, you'll need somebody to guide you. You'll be in hospital, you need somebody to take care of you. You'll be in a business, you'll need customers. it's very wide. It can never be about one person and a nuclear family.
Right.
It's always about you and the community you're in, and even the nation and the continent and the world.
Yes.
As long as you're a human being. So in essence, we should treat other people the way we would like them to treat us. Or other people, if not them, to treat us.
Yes.
Yes.
Whew. Okay. Still on forgiving your partner or your wife or your husband, I see something very intriguing here. The acronym you've acronymized, if there's such a word, wife. So break that down.
Well, she was created to be a helper. And nowadays the society is kind of changing roles. I'm actually working on my second book, which is Just Male or a Man, because I want to remind them of their position in the society. A woman was created to be the neck, and I always tell them, if the neck is not strong enough to hold the head, there's no way to stand.
Yeah.
So everybody should take their position, and so that the roles will all be met and the society will not be mixed up. Otherwise, if God created the woman to be the head of the family, it would have been so from the beginning. So a wife should be a wise person.
That's the W.
Yes. She should be a wise person. The I stands for you should be innovative. As a wife, you should know when your husband is tired and what happens to relax him, when the children are this, when the career is this. You should be innovative to bring it all together. Then the F is
It's here, fear of God.
Yes, you should be a woman who fears the Lord, such that you guide your family into the right direction. Sometimes when children go do things outside the homestead, most people associate that with the mother. She dances like the mother, she talks like the mother, she's as clean or dirty as the mother. So you should lead them to the right direction and even let them know what you believe in, the faith that you are in.
Yes.
Then you should be an honest person, in the essence that you'll be trusted with so much. Whatever belongs to your husband belongs to you, and your children will also need to trust you for your guidance. And so by all honesty, a woman is treated in those aspects.
Yes.
She's wise, she's innovative,
yes,
she's a God-fearing person, and she's honest.
Wow. I see here on your topic after forgiveness, first you have something here that says swallow your pride occasionally, it's not fattening.
Yes. I put that purposely because nowadays we are very health conscious, and so people may think that when I do this, my health will be affected in this or that other manner. But it's by Frank Taylor. That's the person who did that. And by all means, it's not fattening. It's just something that you swallow if the relationship means more to you than the pride. Because it's not about winning or losing.
Yes.
It's about the relationship. Do you want it? Do you want to mend it, or do you want to let it go? If you have no more use for it, then it's fine. You can let it go. If you still value the relationship, then you can swallow your pride.
Yeah.
It's not fattening, we say, and then you'll move on. You have saved the relationship. Because most relationships break because no one wants to apologize and no one wants to calm down. You all want to be at the same level. You offended me, and the argument continues. Yes.
And I like what you said earlier, like the one who, seeks to forgive first is the strongest, the bravest, there's a third one, and the happiest. That's powerful.
Yes.
Now, I know your husband is an author, Bonnie Kim.
Yes.
In case you didn't know, she's Bonnie Kim's wife. So two authors, a couple that's formed of two authors.
Yes.
So you're always just talking books in the house?
Not really. You see, what happens when you're writing, you get the inspiration. It can come at night.
Okay.
It can come when you're traveling. It can come at the shower. It can come anywhere. So we've allowed each other to be. If you get the inspiration at whatever time, if it's at night, if it's at work, or wherever you are, just go for it.
Yes.
Because it comes flowing so fast, you need to record it.
Yes.
Because ideas keep developing after you've recorded.
Yes.
But if there's no recording, then it means you may lose it.
Yes.
Or it may come back in another form.
Yeah.
So you may have 2 books and they've come at once. So we've let other be.
Okay.
It's not always about books. We have normal lives.
Your lives are normal.
Yes.
Okay.
But we also really assist each other where need be.
Okay.
We consult and we are friends.
You're friends.
Yes.
And you also critique each other positively, of
We do.
course. Yeah.
We do. We've let each other into our lives. I can give him my manuscript and tell him,
Wow.
I'm thinking about this. Do you think this title fits? Do you
Yeah.
think? Even when I was doing my first book, he really guided me because it was my first experience going the whole way. I wasn't
Yes.
used to edit his books,
Okay.
but I didn't know the other processes.
Yes.
He's been helpful, and yes, we critique each other in a very positive way.
Wow.
Yes.
And he also has some really exciting titles, like, for example, The Power of Self-Image for Best Salesman. There's quite a lot here. Born Without a Choice. That sounds exciting. But you know what? I don't even want us to talk about his book so much because, yeah, this is the one he gave me.
Okay, what
Is True Love? Why did he actually give me a book on true love, by the way?
You should ask.
I should, eh? Like, yeah, I have this book.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm looking forward to us maybe having a conversation with him a little later on, maybe a bit soon. But today was your day. Today is your show. With your book, Choose to Forgive. I need to ask, was this topic inspired by an experience that you went through that you felt you needed to write about forgiveness?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I've not. It's not all about me.
Okay.
Maybe 1% about me. Other percentages based on research and other people's experiences, and majorly it was inspiration. When I finished writing, I felt like I had come back to the world, because when the whole month I was writing, I was just away somewhere. And it was fast because I wrote it within a month.
1 month?
Yes. And it was done, and I forwarded it to the editor, and
Yes.
we have it now.
Wow.
So when I finished, I felt like I'm back now.
You're back.
Yes. So I keep telling people, the people that do music and films and movies and programs and everything
Us
else.
people.
Yes, you people. When you're doing that, you're not yourself, because your mind, your everything is in
It's there.
And when you're done with it, you now feel like, I'm now back to the world.
Very true.
Yes, so that's how inspiration comes. And most of it is inspiration and other people's experiences, but a bit of my life's experiences. I want to distribute it across all my books.
Yes.
A bit in Choose to Forgive, a bit in Just a Man or a Meal.
Yes, and the next coming up.
Yes.
Okay, so should people want to, first of all, I do not know whether you give mentorship classes, because what we find is most of the guests we have on this show, people want to contact or communicate with them for purposes of one-on-one mentorship.
Yes.
Or advice, or etc. Do you do that?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
At Bonikim Limited, we do corporates, we do individuals, and we do schools.
Okay.
We have separated them.
Okay.
He does corporates mostly. I do schools and individuals.
Okay.
Yes.
So how can people look into the camera and let people know how they can, if first of all they want to get this book, Choose to Forgive, how can they get it? And if they want to get you for personal mentorship, how can they go about it?
Okay. I'm Joy Bonikim on Facebook. Joy Bonikim author Twitter. I have a Gmail account, joydhlk@gmail.com.
You're speaking so fast.
Joy in small letters, dhlk@gmail.com, all in small letters.
Okay.
Then my phone number is 0727 598 451. That is my WhatsApp line, and also what I use for voice calls.
Okay.
If they need the book, they can reach me on either of those media.
those, yes.
We have distributors in Nairobi and we send parcels outside Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I thank you so much for coming on to our show today. And I look forward to hosting your husband very, very soon.
You will.
But I will.
Yes.
Thank you for that assurance. I know he will listen to his wife.
You will.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, Choose to Forgive. This is Joy Bonikim's first of many books. And it's obviously a very, we like to think it's a complex topic, but the way she explains it, it sounds as though we all are able to forgive. And you need to get this book if you do not know where to start. For now, we want to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we want to explore these wonderful palatial gardens located here in Karen. Don't go too far.